Namaste. Today's topic of discussion is city versus villages. It's a crucial one as it deals with our very own space. Back in the 60s, we were lured by the city lights, bigger and modern living spaces, 24 hours electricity, golden job opportunities, multicultural exchanges. In short, a better and more affluent lifestyle. Let's zoom back to the city scenes today. What do we have? Chaotic transport system, roads where death awaits, clutter, clogged drainages, and electrical failures. Then we also have water shortages. We are staying in cubicle-like houses at skyrocketing prices. Inflated medical bills, adulterated food supply, and whatnot. But the ultimate catastrophe today is unbreathable air, the dreaded monster of air pollution. Air purifiers today are flying off the shelves of showrooms and stores faster than buns or bread. What is the real picture of cities today? As per the recent World Bank report, India's urbanization is messy and hidden. The impact of the global COVID 19 pandemic, besides highlighting the shortcomings of inadequate infrastructure in terms of medical care, hygiene, sanitation, and water shortages, also indicated an urgent need for a better geopolitical background. We are all bearing the brunt of noise and air pollution, congested spaces, haphazard transport system, and chaotic traffic condition. In this current scenario, let's turn our sight towards the villages. And for that, we are going to revisit Gandhiji's views on villages in India. Gandhi firmly believed that the soul of India resided in its villages. Are Gandhiji's views relevant today? Yes, I think so. Mahatma Gandhi's principles and vision regarding rural India are still relevant today, especially regarding many of the socio-economic, political, and environmental challenges facing India. His emphasis was on simplicity, sustainability, and equity, which can provide us a healthy, happy, and harmonious lifestyle. For him, rural development was not just an economic necessity, it was also self reliance, social equity, and sustainable living. How are we to achieve that? Well, through community centered approaches, he proposed organic farming, renewable energy, and water conservation for ecological balance. He also encouraged rural industries to use indigenous resources to reduce dependency on external systems. In order to empower communities to be self reliant and self sufficient in agriculture and governance, Gandhiji advocated Gram Swaraj, which means village self rule. And for overcoming the education and unemployment gap, he advocated vocational and skill based training. In Harijan in 1946, he wrote, and I quote, "When our villages are fully developed, there will be no dearth in them of men with a high degree of skills and artistic talent. There will be nothing in life which will not be had in the villages." Unquote. And not surprisingly, there's a new trend emerging today in videos and podcasts made by Gen Z, projecting an image of the life that they are looking for. They are leaving their lucrative IT jobs due to burnout and sleep deprivation to go to greener pastures, literally. Pictures of the new generation seen cooking in open air in the middle of the forest, with birds chirping in the background and water gushing nearby, Well, these are not mere fantasies, but real aspirations to live a better life surrounded by nature. In the end, there's a question that is coming to our mind today for all of us to introspect and answer to ourselves. Are we ready to shift in a village, work in harmony with nature, respecting the laws of unity in diversity, and the idea that all of us have an equal right to all resources provided freely by nature? For us to answer, I'll end by quoting a line from Gandhiji. I quote, "Let the villages of the future live in our imagination so that one day we might come to live in them." Unquote. Thank you so much. Jai Bapu.